Yeah, my name is Shiraz. Thank you, Marco, for sharing your life story. I consider every person as a fruit tree because I grew up in Africa surrounded by fruit trees, and I see a lot of fruitfulness in people. My question is, what is your experience with trees on your life and the rivers and so on? And my second question is, APT and Aboriginal People's Television Network, I think you appeared there or somewhere where you acted with another woman as two grandmothers and sharing your experience with seniors. So do you have any experience you can share about working with seniors or grandparents? Thank you.
Well, I think you're mistaking me for someone else because I actually was thinking about that and I thought, no, that's not, I haven't done that. Though I do play my little granny, my little Kokum character. I started playing that 13 years ago. And I do it at the festival. I give out the Friend of the Indian Award every year. And we honor somebody in our community that's been working with us that's a friend of the Indian. And so I play that character, and I decided not to play it fully on because I was still young. And I didn't want to get old before my time. So I think you mistook me in that video. It's interesting that you ask about the tree because I consider this story often in my life. One of the, as I moved out of the theater community in the early 80s, because there was no work for me unless I created it myself. So as an actor, as an Aboriginal actor, as an Indigenous storyteller. So when I was called to go into the communities, and I worked for many years then with a number of, as I said, counselors, therapists, medicine people, all kinds of people, and I worked primarily in Western Canada, but I was soon traveling all over Canada with this program to inspire and be a national Native role model, to inspire youth and families and young mothers and in rural communities and reservation communities, youth conferences. And so I was all over the place and I was learning a lot right across Canada, and people from the States coming up as well to assist in bringing back cultural tradition, encouraging all our communities towards wellness. And so I worked in this way for many years, and there were a number of people in Western Canada that gathered a number of elders and teachers from many different tribal communities. And their shared wisdom talked about the sacred tree. And the sacred tree stands at the center of the medicine wheel. And the sacred tree, along all the stories, there was many similar stories about the tree. And the gathering of all nations, of all people, of all races of humanity are invited to be around, are part of that circle of life. The circle there's just many stories and many metaphors. But the one that sticks with me about the tree is that when the people are gathered in a circle around the sacred tree that stands at the center of the medicine wheel, every perspective is needed to describe that tree completely. So I'm not wrong if I say, well, there's, it looks full and healthy from where I'm standing, and there's a bird's nest, and there's, this activity, and there's fruit, and whatever. And somebody else is on another part of the circle, and they see that the lightning has struck that tree, and it's burnt, and the dead branches are part of that tree, as opposed to somebody else who's sitting in another part of that circle and sees something entirely different. None of us are wrong. It's that all of us, it takes all of our perspectives in order to describe fully that tree. So it is that it's used as a metaphor for planning, for gathering consensus, for visioning some project in the center. How do we all share together and work together for that common vision so that it's a full idea, that it's something that we can work towards together? So this is some of the teachings that came and that were offered as we moved to various communities being part of their wellness programs. I brought the theater and the games, and other people brought other things, and the medicine people brought their cultural traditions, and that's what I learned about the tree.